Where would you place yourself? Would you say you're more technical or more soft skills? What comes more naturally? Like if you didn't have to do one, which one would you give up?
Oh, I wouldn't give up any of the two.
Okay.
Okay, but no, I love this question because your question actually made me think for the last week. And number one, okay, and again, based on Charlie Munger, I'm sure you know who Charlie Munger is. So he's the Berkshire vice chairman. And the reason I love him, or I love the way he thinks, he always talk about the lattice work of mental models, which is the idea that you combine different perspectives to analyze a problem so that you can solve it, right? Because he always says no problem is unidimensional. It's always pluridiscipline, always pluridimensional, right? So you need a lattice work. So lattice work means several models, strategy, finance, so forth. And then he always goes to say after, he always says that if I had to decide, I would start with the heart. And you know what? Yes. And I say the same thing to my children. I always say the same thing. I said, you know what you do when you're 30, for me, it's your purview. But if you have a background where it's, in French, on dit sciences pure, in pure science or medical science, you have that's forever, right? And not only will you be able to do an MBA after without doing prerequisites that you do not have, but number two, it's more difficult. So my answer is I would start with technical things. Everything that's technical, background, analysis, just to get the mining to making good decision and so forth. But very rapidly you get to the human, right? If you get to the human,
which is harder.
Which is it's actually harder. But
it's harder, yes.
It is harder, but think about it. You're tackling a hard problem. And then if you get to the core of the issue, which is hard, if you don't have the heart you're even more of a trouble, in my opinion. But don't forget, I was a business by nature when I was a kid.